Hello and welcome you all in the course of probability and statistics. Now, today we should learn about say least square parabola, which is a part of the curve fitting. In curve fitting, first of all, we have to study how we can fit a least square line. Least square line, that is nothing, just say set of data point is given, say x1 y1 x2 y2 and so on x and yn, and we have to fit a straight line. Now that straight line we have to known as, or we have to refer, say it as a least square line. Now in today's lecture, to get or to cover, precisely we have to say that if our data is vary too much, then instead of fitting a least square line, it is better to go through some of the polynomial. So we have to consider say polynomial of second order, so is known as say parabola. So the beside idea of least square line is, now we have to extend that idea easily to least square parabola. So for example, say the least square parabola fit a set of sample point. So these are first point x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, x4 y4, so on xn yn. We have to fit say parabola whose standard equation is say a plus bx plus cx square. So we have to say fit a equation of parabola in such a manner such that the sum of all di square, that is these are the deviation, this d1 is nothing, is a deviation of this point. Actual point is on the curve, but right now x1 y1 is not on the curve, is above the curve. So these are known as the deviation. And as we have to see in least square line, our aim is we have to find out say d1 square plus d2 square plus d3 square and so on plus dn square must be minimum. So we have to apply the same strategy. The whole procedure is easily extended from least square line to least square parabola. So after all, we have to assume that the required least square parabola is represented by this equation, a plus bx plus c into x square. So ultimately our goal is we have to determine this value of unknown, that is a, b and c. Just by plugging ABC, we have to get the required equation of least square parabola. So how we can find out this value of unknown ABC? So this value of unknown is obtained by using solving the normal equation. So how we can get the normal equations? The normal equation is nothing but is just a derivation of the least square method. Same way we have to apply the least square method, which we have to apply in this to obtain a least square line. So without going in the whole procedure is, again we have to just write down the normal equation corresponding to least square parabola. But here we have to discuss how we can write down this normal equation. So we have to assume say the required least square parabola is y is equal to a plus bx plus cx square. So just for sake of brevity, we have to write down in the margin. To obtain the normal equation is a very simple, as just for student point of view, how we can remember? So multiply both the side by summation. So when we have to multiply say summation, so it's summation of y. So the first term becomes summation of a, but summation of a is also written as summation I running from 1 to n a, because here we have to not write down I just for our conveniency, because this first and second term otherwise is equivalent. A is constant, so take outside, so is summation I 1 to n into 1. So a is as it is, when we have to consider I is 1, but now the terms is independent of I. So when I is 1, it gives the value 1. When I is 2, it again gives the value 1. So 1 plus 1 and so on. When we have to substitute I is equal to n, is also gives 1. So we have to get 1 plus 1 plus 1 and so on 1 n times. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 n times, so it leads n. So we have to get summation of a is equal to an. So this first term summation a is an या n. Now second sum of bx, but b is constant, so b is outside, so b into sum of x. Summation of cx square, but c is constant, so c is outside, and sum of x square. So the first normal equation is obtained just by multiplying summation on both the side of this equation of parabola. To get the second normal equation, we have to multiply by x as well as take summation on both the side. So multiply by x, so xy, take summation, so sum of xy. Multiply by x, that is ax, and also apply summation, that is a into sum of x. Bx into x, so bx square, but b constant, so b is outside, so sum of x square. Cx square into x, so cx cube, but c is constant, so outside, into sum of x cube. So to multiply this equation by x and again apply summation on both the sides, we have to get the second normal equations. And to obtain the third normal equation, multiply this equation by x square and simultaneously take summation on both the sides. So we have to get the third normal equations, that is sum of x square y is equal to a into sum of x square plus b into sum of x cube plus c into sum of x raised to 4. Now whatever we have to discuss, same result we have to write down here. So let's see the example. Say fit a least square parabola having the form. Now these are the standard equation of parabola. So y is equal to a plus bx plus cx square to the given data. So a set of data point is given. So when x is 1.2, the value of y is 4.5. When x is 1.8, value of y is 5.9. So on. When x is 9.8, the value of y is 2.7. Now just for better understanding, we have to consider or we have to draw here the graphical situations. But remember, this graphical situation is not a part of this course. So just see here, so when x is 1.2, y is 4.5. X 1.8, so something like nearest to 2, y is 5.9, nearest to 6. So on, when x is 9.8, y is 2.7. So these are the data points which are given in the questions. So there are total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 point is given. So x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3 and so on, x8, y8. Our aim is we have to find out the equation of parabola in such a manner such that it's a least square parabola. That is the sum of di square should be minimum. Remember, our aim is not that we have to find out the equation of parabola which cover maximum number of points. It is not our aim. Our aim is we have to find out the equation of parabola such a manner such that is a least square parabola. And least square, that is the sum of deviation, and after taking a square it should be minimum. So let's start the solution. Our aim is we have to find out the least square parabola. So at the first step we have to assume say required least square parabola. The required least square parabola is this sum, y is equal to a plus bx plus cx square. So ultimately our aim is we have to find out the value of unknown, that is a, b and c. And to find out the value of unknown, we know that we have to use this three system of linear equations and is known as the normal equations. So to find out the value of unknown, we have to use the normal equation. So we have to write down or carry forward all these three normal equations. So sum y is n into a, where n is the total number of data points, plus b into sum of x plus c into sum of x square. Similarly, second and third normal equations. So ultimately, to solve this system of linear equation, we have to find out first of all this sum of y is first unknown quantity. The second one is sum of x. N is known, that are 8 because 8 data points. So calculate sum y, sum of x, sum of x square. So there are three quantity which we have to determine to solve equation 1. Sum of x y, fourth quantity. Sum of x is already covered. Sum of x square is already covered. Sum of x cube, that is fifth quantity. Sixth quantity, sum of x square y. Sum x square is already covered. Sum x cube is already covered. Finally calculate sum of x raised to 4. To calculate all this summation, we have to convert or we have to use the data points given in the question. So we have to write down the first and second row as a first and second column. So x is say 1.2, 1.8, 3.1 up to 9.8. So 1.2, 1.8, 3.1 up to 9.8. Similarly, y 4.5, 5.9 up to 2.7. So 4.5, 5.9 and so on 2.7. So sum of x is nothing, just sum of first column, that is 1.2 plus 1.8 plus 3.1 and so on plus 9.8. So it leads to 42.2. Similarly, we have to calculate the sum of second column. It leads sum y, that is 46.4. X square is nothing, just square of each and every element of first column and substitute in respective cell. So 1.2 square, that is 1.44, 1.8 square, that is 3.24, so on 9.8 square, that is 96.04, and the sum of this third column gives the sum of x square, that is 291.2. Similarly, as per our requirement, we have to construct the column x cube, x raised to 4, xy, x square, y, and find out the sum of each and every column. So we have to get first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh summation. And here the set of data points, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So total 8 data points, so n is 8. So just for sake of conveniency, we have to write down with all summations, because which we have to use in further calculation. So we have to write down in margin. So sum of x is 42.2, sum of y 46.4, and so on. Sum of x square y 1449. So just we have to carry forward. By same manner, our aim is we have to find out this value of a, b and c. So again, just we have to carry forward all the normal equations. Yeah, just for conveniency. So then these normal equations are reduced to, the first one is sum of y, but sum y is 46.4. So 46.4. And so here the value of n is 8. That is 8 into a. B, which is unknown, which we have to determine, so B is as it is. Sum of x, that is 42.2. C, unknown, which is we have to determine, so is as it is. Sum of x square, that is 291.20. So we have to get the precise first normal equations. Similarly, plugging each and every value of summation, so we have to get second and third equations. And now as we have to see, ultimately we have to obtain three system of linear equations. So again here, to solve this system of linear equation, we have to use little bit knowledge of calculus. So there are variety of method is available. Say Gauss elimination method, Gauss Jordan method, inverse method, that is Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Yeah, you have to apply Cramer's rule. Yeah, just simply loops method. Multiply first equation by say something constant and subtract from second, then add first and two, subtract from third. You have to apply any of the strategy to find out the value of unknown A, B, C. Remember here say there are say three unknown A, B and C, and we have three equations. So we know that if there are three equations, three unknown, so in that case we have to get unique solutions. So here we have to use one of the strategy, but these are not a unique. You may apply any other method as per your convenience. So here we have to use the Gauss-Jordan elimination method. So we have to use the little bit knowledge of calculus. So to apply the Gauss-Jordan method, our first aim we have to convert the system of equation into matrix form. So we have to convert this system into matrix form. So the A11 element is 8. Now A12 element is 42.2. A13 is 291.2. So remember ABC. Generally we know that when we have to write down the matrix, the variable is say XYZ. Yeah, it may be X1, X2, X3. But right now ABC as a variable. Okay. In our original problem ABC is constant, but when we have to solve this system of linear equation, our ABC treated as a variable. So we have to write down coefficient of A, B, C of the first equation, and the right hand side is 46.4. So 46.4. Similarly, second equation, so 42.2, 291 point something, 2275 point something. So is second, and the right hand side is 230. Similarly, write down the coefficient of third equation. So we have to get the matrix form. Now the Gauss-Jordan method. So before applying Gauss-Jordan, just we have to apply first of all say Gauss elimination. That is, we have to obtain the row echelon form of the matrix. So the basic strategy, first of all, we have to make this element A11 as a 1. So divide the first row by 8. That is, divide first row by 8. So 8 by 8 is 1. 42.2 divided by 8. So it splits approximately 5.2 something. Similarly, 291.2 divided by 8. So 36.4. 46.4 divided by 8. So it is 5.8. So just we have to apply only one single operation. So second and third row is as it is. Now the second step in Gauss elimination method is we have to make this element A21 as well as A31 as a 0. For that we have to use A11 as a leading element. So multiply the first row by 42.2, subtract from second, that is R2 minus 42.2 R1. Similarly, multiply first row by 291.2 and subtract from third row. So ultimately we have to make this two element as a 0, and which is reflect here. To obtain this two element as a 0, whatever operation we have to apply here, we have to use same operation in all this second and third row. So we have to get this one. Next our aim is we have to make or convert this A22 element as a 1. So divide the second row by this element, this number, that is 68.595. So obviously these are 1. Now 739.27 divided by 68.595, so it splits this number. Similarly, minus 14.34 divided by 68.595, simplification gives this. The third row is as it is. Now next our aim is we have to make this element a 0, and simultaneously, because we have to apply Gauss-Jordan, so again we have to convert the element A12 is also 0. For that we have to consider two operations simultaneously. Say R1 minus 5.275 R2 as well as R3 minus 739.27 into R2. So it makes this two element as 0. And whatever operation we have to apply, and apply the same operation on the remaining element. So we have to get this matrix. All these matrices are known as equivalent matrix. Similarly, finally make this element as a 1. So divide the third row by this particular A33 element. So obviously it's 1. Finally make these two elements, that is A13 and A23, as a 0. So we have to use this operation. So finally the left hand side we have to get, say, reduced row echelon form. So at that time whatever value is present here is a value of unknown. So we have to get value of A is 718978359 upon 27773666990. Similarly these are value of B, these are value of C is negative. So we have to get the value of A, B, and C. Now for simplicity, because it's a very complex form, so we have to write down the fraction form. So after simplifying this numerator upon denominator, we have to get the value of A is approximately 2.588. Value of B is 2.065. Value of C is equal to negative of 0.2110. And initially we have to assume that the required least square parabola is given by this equation star, that is y is equal to a plus bx plus cx square. So finally we have to plug in the value of a, b and c in the equation star. So we have to get the required least square parabola is y is 2.588 plus 2.065x minus 0.2110x square. So actually our example is finished here. But for better understanding of the given topic, we have to include one more slide. This slide is not part of this course. Now in margin, we have to write down the given data. Now in initial slide, we have to just consider the graphical situation which covers this data points, that is blue dot. But right now we have to obtain the least square parabola. So by using the software, we have to plot this least square parabola, and you have to see that this least square parabola is represented by these equations, that is negative 0.211x square plus 2.065x plus 2.588. As you have to see here, our aim is not we have to cover the maximum number of points, but our aim is we have to cover, or we have to find the parabola, equation of parabola in such a manner such that the square of summation of square of deviation is minimum, because it's actually least square method. Now here somewhere this point is on the, say, suppose like this, yes, this point is on the parabola, again this point is on the parabola. So at these 2 points, say x3y3 and x4y4, these 2 points the deviation is 0. If our point is below the parabola, so in that case we have to say that the deviation is negative. Now if the point is, say, just like, say, above the parabola, so there are very small positive deviations. So definitely to find out the least square line, it is better least square parabola. You have to see here, we have to easily identify the maximum number of points lies on the parabola. So these are the graphical representation of this slide, show what we have to actually done in this whole lecture. So thank you so much for paying your attention.